What was I doing? Yeah, and I was considering whether or not to buy a deck now or save a little bit of karma to get the Fuji virtual X. I'm leaning towards buying the deck now. What the one that I can afford. What I'm basically afraid of is that well, there's two problems. One is that when you have a limited upgrade lineup, it doesn't make sense to buy all the items in the lineup. But another sort of a probably more dangerous mistake is that you delay buying things because there's always something better around the corner that you're damaging yourself by doing that, by delaying it. So even though I don't know if Renraku Craftwork 1 is all that good, it's within my price range and I can still afford to buy other things to it, and it looks like you have to invest. Deck is just the center of your deck, I guess. But without the programs, you have nothing. And by the looks of these, they can be quite expensive. So if I buy a more expensive deck, I probably can't fully equip it anyway with the money I have. I also need to save money for drone. So I think Renraku Craftwork 1 might not be a great deck, but I still think we're better off getting any deck really at this point, even the Sony CTY, but luckily we can afford something a little bit better. It allows 4 programs, 2 ESPs, has Evasion 2, IP 135 and AP 3. I have no idea what the IP is. Well, 4 programs, that's the maximum you can have at one time, so you need a set of abilities. We probably can use 2 ESPs. We probably should buy one, otherwise it'll cost a huge amount of cash to do anything. We have either a defensive system, exploding system, attacking system, executing systems. I'll see what abilities I can get. We can get more than 4, but actually we probably won't because each one costs 100. We have 3 AP, so we can use Suppression 1, reduces alarm state by 4. No, I don't know what alarm state is, but it sounds like a useful thing to have. Okay, IP clearly is your health. 50 IP damage. Degrade. 25 additional damage from incoming attacks. Heals yourself or a friendly target. Yeah, that sounds nice. cooldown 3, cooldown 6. We probably want something that we can shield. Incoming damage from attacks is reduced by 15 for 4 rounds. We need offensive abilities too. I do want ESP. Blaster. Cooldown 2. Area for effect attack. -1 action point damage to a single target. Degrade. Okay. I'm getting an attacker ESP. And we need 2 more programs. This will eat up, pretty much over 50% of my entire fund, so we have suppression, which does things. I don't know what alarm state is, but I'm guessing based on again the Mega Drive game, if your alarm state goes too far, the system you're hacking becomes aware of an intrusion, and if things go too badly, the basic thing you would want to do is stay unnoticed and reach your target. That's what you would want to do. Alarm state is basically, if it goes too high, you're in for a bad time and you probably get booted out of the entire system. So we have healing, we have suppression. I'm guessing we should take some kind of a attack, but do we want a shield or maybe slow? Killjoy. -1 AP to a single target. Slow would allow us to reduce the AP by 1 for 2 rounds. Yeah, it's degrade, erosion, or blaster. Okay, I'm taking blaster because an area of effect. Cooldown 2. Degrade, hostile target will take 25 additional damage. It seems like we have to have some kind of basic attack independent of our programs. I think I'm taking slow, or do I take Killjoy? Maybe Killjoy because it has a lower cooldown. The reason to try to degrade action points would be to prevent them from using some of the better abilities, I guess. Now I'm taking slow or shield. Yeah, it's hard to tell because there's nothing you can goddamn do. Yeah, let's take. Ooh, killer. Powerful attack program directed at one target doing 75. That's quite high damage. I'll take that too. We don't have a good, strong single target attack now. We have Blaster, but it has a cooldown. Okay. That'll be it. 4 programs. 1 attacker ESP. And Raku Craftwork 1. Better weapon. I need to carry a deck. Yes. Holy shit, this makes things a bit difficult. How the hell do you get more weapon slots? This seems quite bad. Basically, I have no weapon at this point. Yeah. You. Shit. Shit. So, Decker combination in combination with drone use doesn't seem to work all that well. We have to rely on a single drone. I do want a better armor if I can. Armor rating of 3 would be just fine at this point. So, ninja outfit or tourist look? We'll go with the tourist look because intelligent +1. Probably look terrible, but this is terrible. Anyway. Why does it have to look so ridiculous? What I want to know is, I guess could I use, yeah, I think I could use You can buy upgrades that you can only use while wearing some kind of equipment. ESP control. Class A drone. Class B drone. ESP control might be a good thing to go for. Drone armor 2. I think we need to go for the +1 AP bonus fairly quickly. This is a tough one though now, because with the Shadowrun we can't even upgrade our normal ability, which is odd. I mean, we can't buy a normal intelligence 6. That seems like a odd way to implement things, because if the equipment changes, we'll lose it then. So we have no real cyberware. How do you change equipment? Why can you with the shop naturally, but okay, we need to use the stash. Now get the intelligence. No. Guess it is 6. I was just plain wrong there. So it doesn't show in any way that you have an upgrade intelligence. It's still odd, but in a different way than I thought. Okay, it shows here. Definitely want more decking skills. So yeah, I guess I'm better off just taking the decking skill. It gives me an out of decking ability to mark targets, increase had chance to hit by my allies. So it's not totally useless, but I'm taking it because it's prerequisite of increasing the ESP control, and also increases my chance to hit inside the matrix. So it's probably better to have it. On the other hand, we don't have a gun, so trying to get an additional action point for our drone should be a high priority. If we can get that, they might actually become useful. So I'm not spending the points now. Let's just get going. What we're supposed to do anyway. Take cab to NSTV warehouse. I don't expect to fight there. It should be just another of the Reaper victims. The murder investigation site. Okay, how else may I be of service? You mentioned Coyote's crusade. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royale, but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-woman cleanup crew. Any Johnsons or fixers here? In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Van Grass. He is often stage side. Van Grass is most often a receiver of found articles. He occasionally has work. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get involved in all this? I'm a former runner. Now I provide a safe haven for and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Yeah, we can't talk to anyone anymore. So, mirror investigation. Take a cab to South Seattle Docks, yes. Leaving the Seamstresses Union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with this latest victim. Left some useful evidence. Only one way to find out. South Seattle's your typical industrial area, grit, grime, and gray. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mix with abandoned wooden pallets, repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collects in the gutters of the broken down street. Disreputable is this district's middle name. Your destination, the National Transportation Safety Board warehouse, is located on a small strip of dock toward the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. A street walker. That's like a day walker, but with prostitutes. Hey, you looking for a good time? Anything about NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time though. I'm guessing You shouldn't be running around with your your deck constantly. Lone Star Guard. Guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you're about to trespass on a corporate property. You're looking to get dusted, street scum. Yeah, security etiquette would help in a lot of these situations. I'm working with Lone Star on a crime scene investigation in the NTSB warehouse. Sure you are, and I'm Lofwer, the King of Dragons. Beat it. What is that? We'll probably go around. Small area, yeah. Maybe we could hire the street walker to distract. Who raised you? A pack of wolves? That their ladder is rightfully mine. Okay, can I borrow it for a few minutes? 5 yen, eh? Sure, maybe that noodle machine is still working. I picked up a ladder. Guessing I'm going over the fence at some point. Do I need the street walker to provide the distraction? Okay. A friend of mine is looking for a good time. I need you to have some fun with the guard by the fence around the corner. She looks at you knowingly. Alright, 20 buys or you a 5 minute distraction. Then I've got to get back to work and earn some real yen. That's a big gun you have there. Standard issue, man. Just looking for options. Ooh. Loot. Phosphorus grenade. I don't have strength to use grenades. Okay, the warehouse. Inside the large grey warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet of the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press yet. Lone Star or no, you get a job to do. Ah, shit. What's that? The door is locked, but you might be able to bypass it if you could get under the maintenance panel. Okay. The old poster depicts a wealthy young woman posing with an assault rifle. You don't need this right now. Took your sweet time, didn't you? Yeah, yeah, I'm a busy woman. Who's the corpse? Just a corpse, and one that's not gonna do anything for my career, I can tell you that. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. Victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. The National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of the highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Yeah, not a wise career choice. No, some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his corp master's involvements and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Take it out for yourself if you want. The researcher's work cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Okay. Case file 95. Case file number 95. Federated Boeing jetliner. Corporate owner Ares. The plane had several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday. The pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. The co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. The pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. The co-pilot radios in a mayday. The plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Okay, case file 96. Okay. Pratt and Whitney unmanned. Owner Ares. Summary redacted. Time log redacted. And the last file has been corrupted. Okay. Read researcher's private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file number 96, the crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux nation border. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Inspect the toothbrush. Blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. comb. Comb is black plastic and has some wiry grey hair stuck in it. Ah, Dresden again. Aunt May, surprised to see you here. Let me guess, Officer Aquare tipped you off? Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Your correct stick did, at any rate. Anyway, surprise! Got another Ripper victim on our hands. You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? Victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Okay, my initial thoughts from this is either this is not a Ripper victim, or he had the organ that they tried to came for initially already removed, so they had to rummage around and didn't find it. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Okay, who's the woman over there? No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. Okay. Okay, any idea why the Ripper is taking trophies? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, a modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victim had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Okay, is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that though. What about Officer Acquire? He seems like a real go-getter. Acquire would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Hey, did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, man? I don't think Aquare's officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look around. Good luck out there. I do like that. I mean, just from a pragmatic point of view, there's a limit to what you can bribe and whatnot. After all, there's no point in him risking anything for if his pay is already good. What does a little bit of extra money matter? We'll take a better look. Air open. There's an open vent on this wall. It's too small for you to fit through. You might be able to send a drone through. Okay. The drone fits through the hole, buzzes to the left and activates the locked door from the inside. You find a magnetic screwdriver. Well, I'm sure it'll be useful at some point for something. So who are you? Shannon Halfsky. You're not a cop. She looks up, watching you warily. I see you've been praying. Do you know the deceased? Yes, he's my older brother. I've asked Bear to help me speak to him. She shakes her head, looking like one who has found herself lost for the first time in her life. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. Hey, you're a shaman. Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? Not as far as I can tell, not among the living anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others, other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. Okay, what do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help, they wish to be heard, and I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have a run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them? I'll do what I can. Old diary. I'll look at it. Appears to be a diary of a teenage girl. I probably don't want to read it then. Okay, what would be the other item? We will recheck these, see if there's something interesting. Maybe one of these items. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands on end, and when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest, hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. It had grey hair and the victim wasn't that old. This appears to be the victim's locker, yeah. We have 2 of the items. It feels as though you have found enough objects. Yeah, here they are. You hand her the object you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Professor Aquare trails after the detective, only meeting her eyes for a moment. She is the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some Salish drum circle. Isn't it standard procedure to contact the next of kin? Ma'am, consider yourself contracted. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. Okay, at least we probably now got some kind of a tip that police don't have. That man is an ass. She stares staggered at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clots carted everything up. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. Okay, not looking good now, but do you have any plans for this evening? A little breaking and entering, perhaps, under cover of darkness? You sure you're up for this? Yeah, maybe a rabbit hole, so I have to get to the bottom of it. Whatever your reasons, I thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find that kinds of people we need. Yeah. Just smile. Good. I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. Ooh, we received 4,000. She produces a fistful of crumbled yen from inside a leather pouch. You start to count it out, then shoves the whole lot at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. She looks tense. Oi, Aunt May, you in the middle of something? Yeah, no problem. What do you need? Back up. Sergio says, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushers like Stevie J ran the squads, ran my world when I was growing up. Sounds nasty. Her brow furrows. It was for all kinds of reasons. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers, bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away, then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since trying to find him. Well, I'm guessing you have a new lead. It's not a lead. Her face lights up. She's running hot. He has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him as herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. On my way. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appear to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco on the street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you wave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and close with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts climbing towards the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder.